I love pizza so much that I've created a low, a medium, and a high hydration dough to test which one is the best. My home pizza making journey is only just beginning, so I'm still learning on what is the best way to make pizza. One key component of making pizza in general, whether it's in shop or at home, is the amount of water you use in the dough. Now I've used a 70% hydration in the past, but today I'm going to make 3 different doughs all at the same time, all with the same ingredients, except for one key difference. I'm going to do a 60%, 70% and 80% hydration. Basically all that means is the lower the percentage of hydration means the less water you add to the dough. And usually the lower the hydration means the more like dense and like crispy the dough will be, and then the higher the hydration, the more like chewy and like airy and soft the dough will be. Seeing as I've only ever really run 70% hydrations, today I'm gonna just make 3 different ones. I'm gonna see how it all comes out. And I'm not gonna bore you guys with stuffing around here because you can watch my other video where I did all this boring stuff. But basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna just go 200 grams of wheat flour, type 0 wheat flour, 200 grams in each bowl. 200 in this one. And then I'm gonna put about 50 grams of this flour that adds heaps of protein to the dough. Don't have to do this, but, and if you're not using this, you can just go 250 grams of that flour. So I'm gonna put 50 grams of this. Oh. We're gonna put 5 grams of salt in all of these. About 5 grams there. About 5 grams there. And then one thing I want to try adding this time as well is a bit of sugar. Apparently sugar can, I don't know, make the dough go sick, so I'm just gonna try it today. Just gonna go like 5 grams of sugar as well. Now you don't add this sugar for sweetness, you add it for, I don't know, the reaction that it gives to the dough. So I did 5 grams of sugar, 5 grams of salt. I've come to realize that I've been probably using a little bit too much yeast, so I'm just gonna do like 3 grams of yeast. So as you can see, all identical doughs. Added the exact same amount of all mixtures into these. I'm just going to stir these around just to get all the dry ingredients combined. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a 60, a 70 and an 80. So I guess we'll go 150 grams of water for this one. Actually we'll go 150, 175, 200. That sounds good, doesn't it? Who cares? So I said 150 for this one, didn't I? Perfect, 151. And then we're going to go 175 for this one. I've just put 183 in this, so I'm going to make this the 200. I just went a bit silly there. That was 175. Okay, beautiful. And now what I've seen some people do as well is they do add a bit of olive oil. I'm just going to eyeball like a couple of grams of oil in each. Doing a certain amount of, just going to leave that one for a bit because it looks okay. Now this one is coming together pretty quick. I'm just going to try and make sure I get everything off. It's like a cake batter, how thick this is going to be. I mean, how thin this is going to be. Really going to have to get my hand into this one already. God, I do not like this look of this dough already. Anyway, I'm gonna leave these 3 doughs and I'm gonna come back to them in like 30 minutes and see if we can do some stretch and folds with them. I don't know how I'm gonna do a stretch and fold with that, but we'll see how we go, I guess. Okay, it's been like 10-15 minutes. Let's see how we're looking. Still lots of little dry speckly bits on this really low hydration one. And then we've got the medium hydration. Yeah, it's definitely a lot wetter, this one. going to fold it into itself like this. I think these stretch and folds are easy to do when you kind of just pick it up and manhandle it a bit when it's lower hydration. People are probably watching me do this right now going, mate, you are making a meal of that. It's just so wet. Once again, I don't really know what the science is behind the stretch and folds, but apparently it builds gluten or something. So here we go. That's how they're all looking so far. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave these for another 15 minutes. I'll probably just see you guys when I'm putting all these in the containers, because the lowest hydration dough first. Let's weigh out how much it is. So I'm assuming 250 plus 150 should be about 400 grams. 410. So that means we're going to make 205 gram dough balls. Just going to oil these up so they don't stick to it. Okay, reminder, grey, low hydration. Green, mid hydration. The final bad boy, the really wet one, which is probably going to be my favourite if I'm honest. I'm actually so excited for this. So we're back the next night, and once again we've got 60%, 70%, and 80%. And if you guys can really tell the differences there, but this one's like not moving much, and this one is jiggling around all over the place. The lowest hydration first, because I think this is probably going to be my least favourite, but plonk him out. Oh, this feels way more pliable than I thought it was going to. This definitely doesn't feel as airy as the ones that I normally make. This dough is just not pliable at all. That's okay. It's probably as good as we're going to do, to be honest. Semolina. I'm not going to weigh out this cheese and stuff for this, but I'm going to be making them all have a similar amount of ingredients. I'm going to eyeball it to be looking pretty much the same. As you can see with this low hydration dough, it just doesn't really want to do what you want it to do, but that'll do us. Now, while that one's cooking, let's do the second one. So this is the mid hydration. Get out of there. Before I even eat these, I'm already thinking to myself, there's no way I'm doing less than a 70% hydration dough ever again. That other one was just so much more of a nuisance to work with. Like, look how much better this dough is already looking. There's a lot of dough there that needs to be stretched. Oh. That was way easier too. Regardless of which one of these tastes the best, like, I'm gonna love them all. This is definitely way more hydrated than any pizza I've ever made before. I'm actually pretty impressed. It actually looks really good, that pizza. My God, this dough is so funny. Oh, this is so easy to use, this one. Oh, good, I'm gonna just put a hole in it. This is stretching so fast. Okay, I'm gonna move this over the side here. I'm gonna move this pizza over here. Moment of truth with the crappy pizza, low hydration. Put a bit more semolina. Okay, before we dig into that, I'm gonna finish up this pizza here because I want to be able to get them all straight in. That's why you don't rush good things, guys. Let's cut into this. Moment of truth. Okay, moment of truth. I'm telling you guys, the pizza steel is a winner. Is that burnt? If you showed that to Dave Portnoy, what do you think he's giving it? Oh my God, look at that. I'm thinking this one might be a bit better. I think I'm enjoying the dense chewiness of this one. Because you can definitely tell by looking at it, this one is way denser. Didn't want to stretch as much. I think I prefer the crust on this one. For an everyday pizza, I think I still prefer this. The one that I was thinking would be the best. It's a bit floppy, eh? What is the best hydration? Honestly, at the end of the day, they're all made with the same ingredients, they cook the same way. And all this one has is a little bit less water. This one has more water. So at the end of the day, like the flavor of them doesn't taste like any different. And I think your average person would probably prefer this, slightly thicker crust. When you're making the dough, I feel like this one is really fun to use. Like I actually had fun making this. This one here was a pain in the ass. This one here is like how I normally make mine. So it felt like just how it normally is. And the one thing I will say about this one is that you can make the pizza like this was nearly twice as big as this one. But yeah, I honestly don't know which one I prefer. I think at the end of the day, I'm gonna just stick with the one that it's the one that's easiest. This one's the easiest dough to make. This one's a pain. This one's a pain. I would never make this again. And it makes it small. So I think overall, I'm gonna say that 70% is the best. But honestly, if you gave this to anyone, they would never notice the difference, I don't think. I can only notice the difference because I've been eating a lot of pizza lately. I think you're pretty much always gonna be better off going between like a 70 and 80%. This is nice, but it's annoying, unless you're making like a really big pizza, which is I suppose what they do in America, which is might be why they do like a slightly lower hydration, because they're dealing with such big doughs. I'm gonna go eat the rest of this pizza because I'm a big honker, and yeah, see you boys later.